Welcome back to Sprocket's fellow track rattlers. Thanks for coming back for part 2. Today we're heading northwest up to Dyersburg, Tennessee to Halls Air Force Base. Then up to Dayton, Ohio to the Air Force Museum. And look what I found. The guys were good enough to get me over the rail, inside and outside, all over it. Photos, video, everything, the whole 9 yards. What a bunch of champions. You guys need to get yourself to the United States Air Force Museum at Dayton, Ohio. Right, let's get to Oshkosh.
the Oshkosh Air Show. So we've done all those museums, still kicking around. I promise you'll see some more tracks. I've got something else going on. But today we're going to see some warbirds, some really expensive shit. And the military's here in full force today. Oh my word, they've got some nice stuff kicking around. So we'll go for a good look around and see what we find. What do you reckon?
We'll find plenty of stuff here.
Then it began to see a Messerschmitt ME-262 chased by two P-51 Mustangs, then come back in flying formation is something I will never forget.
This is X-Baker Airship.
There's just something about the supercharger of a Merlin engine in a P-51. Now this guy on the Red Bull helicopter had everyone shaking his head. There's something very wrong with this fella. What a talent.
Grandpa said.
Watch as he continues to work the collective and the cycling pull back on both of them there during the if you were in there with Fitz right now, it's actually a bit mundane. It's actually a bit quiet as well. But he's working really hard. His hands are moving, his feet are moving. It's like riding a unicycle and juggling all at the same time. Aaron has done quite a bit of film work with a variety of field 105s. And of course, the telegraph for the certain Medevac program. Sets up for his next going into a bit of a roll, watching to the left as he performs his in maneuver. And repositions back here to the center of our aero jet and airspace. This guy, who has accumulated several thousand hours of flight time by a variety of...
Gentlemen, get your cameras ready. I'm thinking you didn't do it. This is the fighter aircraft of the world. Go! United States Air Force, everybody, like
We've done the day show, and now we've just gone and got our fill of old planes, and now we're going for the night show after we've had our ears blown out by an FA-18 Super Hornet, an F-35 that seemed to defy the laws of gravity. It's time to go do it again. I think I hear a B-29. Oh wow.
And where else in the world can you go and see the only 2 flying B-29 Super Fortresses escorted by 2 P-51 Mustangs? It's truly spectacular.
Here it is. From the right.
Yes, ice cream. Look at all the dances going.
Everyone loves to see a MiG-17 shoot flames out its tail. Now this show went on for 25 minutes. Pyrotechnics, fireworks, lasers, drone show. Then this guy turned up. Leave your health and safety at the door, boys and girls. We've got a show to put on. Now that is a show.
I agree with you there, Lee. What a spectacular show. Gosh.
out now. What an absolute eye-opener that Oshkosh is. I'd highly recommend, if you're into airplane stuff, check out some of the airplane airshow guys' YouTubes and really have a look at it. It's a full week. Next time, if I ever come back, we'll do the full week. We've just crossed the Mississippi and into Iowa from Wisconsin. It's a lovely country through here, especially if you're into corn. A bit over corn. Anyway, we're off to the Earthmoving Legacy Center at Elkader in Iowa, and it's apparently got the largest restored collection of Caterpillar equipment in the world. So we're looking forward to this. This should be a good bit of fun. Dennis and I will get to geek out a little bit. We'll see you soon.
Make sure you hear Bonnie out. Really puts this place into context.
Right, that's it.
You're going to videotape me. I'm
That's
going
it.
to videotape me for. Well, my name is Bonnie, and welcome, guys, to the Earthmoving Legacy Center. This is a private collection of John Moyna. John Moyna owns the Mobile Track Solution Company, which is just right over the hill from here. He manufactures huge earth-moving equipment. So this is a third family generation thing. His grandfather, C.J. Moyna, started it, and so then his dad and his brother took over, uncle took over from there, and then John took over, and of course has increased it tremendously since that happened. So this 38,000 square foot building was completed in 2021, and that is when John hosted the National Caterpillar Show here. And so people came from all over the world actually for the Caterpillar Show, but also many of them from the United States brought their favorite Caterpillars with them. So although most of this collection does belong to John, there are, I think, about 3 things that were brought here during that show. For example, this is a 75 Colt, and at the top you'll see it has J.T. Stevenson. That gentleman brought that all the way from California with a trailer and a semi and brought it for the show. And once he got here, he noticed that John did not have one of that particular style, and so that's here on a 3-year lease. So as a couple of other things. There's one way down at the end, a little small orange, and it's an Orchard Caterpillar. It has fenders, and that would be somebody else's, not John's. But otherwise, pretty much everything you see here belongs to John. So this 38,000 square foot building, mostly the museum part is on the bottom floor, but you're also welcome to go upstairs. That's where the convention center, John included a convention center in here. He hires around 500 people. He does construction work all over the United States. And then of course he has Mobile Track Solutions. And so he does all the training here, the welders and the truckers, and everybody has to be updated once a year. And so he does all his training here. So there's the convention center, there's a TV room where they can do a PowerPoint, there's a full kitchen. So you're welcome to walk around up there. There's a Caterpillar cab if you'd like to sit in that, that's available. 2 generators, a couple of huge motors are up there. So you're welcome to go and spend as much time in here as you want. When you go around and you get over there, you'll see there's an open door that opens into a hallway. There's 3 Caterpillars in there. That opens up into another room. We consider that the diesel room. There's a lot of D2s and D4s in there. And since they were mostly used for agriculture, they have examples of what kind of pieces of agriculture equipment that they would be pulling. There's also some military equipment in there. So from there's a doorway, an exit doorway. You could go outside. There's 2 huge machine sheds out there. One is a military machine shed. One is a diesel machine shed. So you're welcome to go through those. The doors are open and the lights are on. And then there's the boneyard. And a lot of people enjoy the boneyard as much as anything else because they find things in there that they have never found before. Things in the boneyard are primarily just, some of them are waiting to be restored. Sometimes we take parts off of them, and sometimes they're just there. So I will point out this is a 70 Holt, and John brought that over to the UK. It was built in Stockton, California, back in the early 1900s, and it was sold to the UK, and it's been almost its entire life over in the UK. So John bought it at an auction and brought it back along with three other things. So there's some huge equipment that didn't fit in here, and so that's also outside around in the boneyard. And you know, the men's restroom is over here. There's a drinking fountain over here if you get thirsty. A couple of things that people ask me is, one, how in the world do they get all this equipment in here without breaking up the cement? There's a huge door down at the south end, and before anything comes through that door, all the fluids are drained out. But everything prior to being drained out, almost everything in here would run. If you would take it out and maintain it, do the maintenance on it, it would run again, which is unusual for the age of these, you know. So the liquids are drained out. From that point, they lay plywood down on the floor, and they lift each piece of equipment up with electric jacks, bring it in on that plywood, and set it down. So that's how everything comes in, and that's how everything goes out. Another thing I always like to point out is, as you go through, as I said before, this is a private owner, and so I like people to just think of the thought process that went into building this building, because it's so unusual for a small town to have such an extraordinary building. The ceiling, I would like to point that out. John has work sites all over the United States. Like I said, he had a huge work site down on Interstate 80 between Cedar Rapids and Iowa City. And so while that work site was taking place, he had a drone fly over, take a picture of that work area, and they sent that picture to a company in Dubuque. And from there, they reproduced it into this graphic design ceiling. So this is an actual photo reproduced of one of John's work spots. There's 960 tile in this ceiling. Each tile is 4 foot by 4 foot, and each tile has a number on the back of it. And so in case, like, say when the doors are open, that a bird would get in and damage one, or there'd be leakage, they could send that one number back to the original company, and they could reproduce just that one section. So I think that's pretty interesting. There's, as I was telling this young man, there's all kinds of, if you're interested in history, there's all kinds of information on all the walls, many, many pictures. And so you can spend as much time studying that history as you would like. But mostly, besides each piece of earth-moving equipment, is a tablet. And the tablet would tell you if it was made by Best or if it was made by Holt. It would tell you the years that it was made. It would tell you how many were made in the series and what maybe number that is in that series. So there's just a lot of information to take in. This is a great place to start here. You can see John, just because you're here today, if you come back in 2 years, it wouldn't mean that it would be the same, because he's constantly bringing in and changing. And so there's a wall. We're in construction right now, building a wall here. And so he's designing a new way for the flow of traffic. So this is a good place to start. You can go around here and then start here and go down, you get to that door, and you can either go upstairs or whatever. So Holt and Best, I'll be with you guys in just a second, thank you. So Holt and Best were individual construction people and manufacturers, inventors, as you'll read. And it wasn't until 1925 that they actually came together to form the Caterpillar Tractor Company. Before that, they were individual people in the business. Best decided around 1925 that he no longer wanted to be in business, so he sold 1/3 of his business to his son and 2/3 to Holt. And that's, like I said, in 1925 when it became the Caterpillar Tractor Company, which was a real surprise because they were rivals all through their life. They sued each other constantly. And so it was really unusual that they would be able to come together on good terms and form this company together. This museum covers this museum covers most of the years between the late 1800s and through about 1950. So, do you have any questions?
No, I think you've covered it pretty well.
And then it was over. Big thanks to Earl's brother Guy for doing the enormous amount of driving across the country. Thanks for Dennis for being an awesome travel buddy. And thank you to all the beautiful people we met. What an awesome place, the US. Far from what I ever thought it would be. And we'll see you again next time, Kenny.